How to build a task management dashboard in Excel. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how you can create a task management dashboard. So I have this rough Excel sheet. I don't have a lot of data in it. I just have some peripheral data in it. And I'm going to show you guys how we're going to convert this in dashboards because it's really important to be able to highlight data, to be able to visually represent your data in a way that is easy to understand and is quick to understand as well. This is a very small sheet, so it's not going to be something that you're going to find, oh, okay, this must be so hard to understand. But when your sheets become very long, especially with the company information and company data, when you have entries in hundreds of thousands, then implementing these kinds of dashboards becomes very, very important. So to get started, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on any cell in your data range to convert data to tables. So let's say we have all of these cells over here. And then what you're going to do is that you're going to press Control T or Command T. And then my table has headers. So you're just going to select that and then click on OK. Now, once you do that, you can change the colors as well, like this. This just totally depends on your personal preference, how you like to color it. I'm going to go with a color that I like this. Now, why should you be doing it? Tables automatically expand when you add new rows, and formulas and charts update automatically. So you're able to get the data visualization updated without having to manually input more rows. And this is really important. Now, for your own styling, if you want, you can go into these tabs or even create your own style. Some people like outlines, some people don't like outlines. Whatever you prefer, whatever floats your boat, you can go with that. I prefer a very dark style like this one. You can go with any other color that you want or style that you want. Now, the next step is to actually create data validation dropdowns for your project column. So what you're going to do is that you're going to select your entire project column like this, and then you're going to go into data on the top right. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and then go into your data validation. So we're just going to select our data from here like this data, and then we're just going to go into get external, not external. We have data validation. Once you click on data validation, you guys can see within data validation, you have any value, whole numbers, and then you have input message, and then you have error alerts as well. So you can proceed with adding a certain source. So you can click on custom and you can add a formula, or what you can do is you can choose to specify, oh, this only needs to be a certain text length, or this only needs to come from a certain source as well. This just comes down to personal preference on how you're validating your data sources. And you have error alerts as well as the input message. Now, for me, I want my data to go, I want it to be custom. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go into my reference sheet and then select my source reference. And then I'm just going to automatically, it will add the formula over here. Now, what this does is that anytime your data or your validation is added, you will see that you're going to have these reference values only. And this won't work because you do need to create a named range first. So you can go into your reference sheet and just create that as a reference column, including, the header as well. So you can just go on ahead and go into your reference sheet like this. You're just going to select all of these, go into your formulas, then you're going to create one from the selection. So you're just going to create this as a new formula. We're just going to go into more functions, create from selections, top row, and top row needs to be checked for that. And then you're just going to click on OK. Once this has become like a formula, click on OK. Then you're going to go back into your dashboard sheet. Then you're going to go into data validation again. We're just going to go back into data validation. And then when you click on over here, it needs to be custom. And then you have your formula, which you can add. And I'm just going to go into my reference sheet and we're going to add that as our formula like this. And that's how you're able to, customize your Excel sheets. Now you can do the same thing for your teams column as well. You guys can see I've added the reference one as well. Now, going back, you do need to add calculated columns. So when you want sums of everything, you want to add simple formulas. So in this, I have a status column. And I'm just going to enter a very simple formula. You guys can follow along. I'm going to add if, and once I add that, I'm just going to go to the top over here. I'm going to add this 2, and then I'm going to add a small bracket like this. And then we're going to add 3 options. So there needs to be 3 options completed because this is the status. I don't want any other formulas to be present. For the status, people can either select completed, incomplete, or in progress or not started, because those are what you usually see in like dashboards. So we're going to again type if, then you're going to add a small bracket, F2, write F2, and then just do 2 more brackets, add 2 semicolons, a comma, then you're going to add in progress again, and then you're just going to add not started, STAR started, like this. And once you do that, you guys can see that it says not started. Then we have our formula options. You're just going to make sure that your formula has been added correctly. If your formula was typed incorrectly, that can lead to errors. And if you feel like you did it wrong, you can just do Command Z on this and then just retype your formula, because you guys can see that it needs to have the logical values as well. And what this does is that if the completion date is filled, then it's going to be completed. If it's filled with no completion date, it's going to mark it as in progress. And if it's neither filled nor started, then it's going to be auto-filled within the table. So I'm going to remove this for now because we don't want to add extra data. And then after that, you're going to add your expected completion date column. You guys can see I have one over here. You can take the second item, so the second row, and type in is equals to if. And then after if, you're just gonna, and I'm not gonna type in if, just when I select it, it just becomes a little annoying to do. You're gonna add functions if, and then you're gonna add F2, and then you're going to add 2 little brackets, the greater 2 or less than signs basically, and then you're going to add 2 apostrophes, add a comma, add F2 plus G2, and then you're going to add a comma, and then you're going to add 2 apostrophes, then you're going to close your bracket, and this is the formula that you're going to use in your expected completion date. So in between the start date or the due date, the expected completion date is automatically going to be calculated. You guys can see that you also have a due date, and if you want, you can add these manually, but if this becomes a bit redundant, you can proceed with completion dates and add them as the due dates as well. But I honestly don't recommend that because that can be, a bit annoying. Now, after that, you can create some KPI tiles or you can create some visualizations. So you can start using shapes and data visualizers like pie charts and bar charts. So those are very easy to add. You can just click on insert and you have some recommended pivot tables and recommended charts. You guys can see you can visualize any type of data that you want. Let's say I want a pie chart, a 2D pie chart. And once I add that, I can just select the data range that I want to add. So you can just select that from here. I want the status and the task description. Usually I don't add descriptions. I just add project name, status, and maybe expected completions. And in that way, you can add some visualizations to your dashboard as well. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next.